Younger riders, we go through to the SM Premier events brought to you in association with Gloucester Bike Specialists. Thanks, of course, to Gloucester Bike Specialists for all their support, and of course to all of our sponsors who've backed British Mini Bikes in 2018. So just to recap one morning qualifying session, fastest rider this morning was James Mostica with a 1:02.303, just ahead of Chris Blofield. In second place, Steve Booth, Richard Rice making out the second row, Julian Gromit and Steve Allen, fifth and sixth position, Andy Williams, Paul Ward, seventh and eighth place, 1:05 and 1:06 lap times respectively. So the top few riders really setting the pace in the morning qualifying for the pit bike vets. Howard Taylor and Gary Carter rounding out the top 10. And the riders now out of the waiting zone onto their formation lap. They'll join us back down on the grid in a few moments' time. Looking further down the starting grid as the leaders make their way back towards the start line, Simon Thackeray in 11th place, John Greasley in 12th, Mark Hancock 13th position from Brian Bates. And a bit further back we have the machines of Paul Bingley, Martin Cockayne. Neither of those riders setting a lap time. And then the rest of the riders making their way round from the formation lap down towards Joe Dunlop corner and the start finish line straight here. The last few riders now coming up to the finish line straight, and we'll be underway very shortly with Gav Tapton rounding out the field in 17th place. Riders appear to be ready now, just looking down onto the start straight, and the green flag now being ready. I think just one or two riders at the back just getting themselves into position. Riders appear to be ready, and I believe that Jacob, you've got some of the championship standings on this one as well. It's still closely poised in the vets.
Yes, top riders are well placed on the grid here as we get going. James Mostica holds the lead. He's in 5th place in the championship. A great start from him. Second place, Chris Blofield isn't in our top 5 of the championship. Behind him, we've got Richard Rice, Steve Booth and Julian Gromit, top 3 so far.
Another good clean start in this vets race, so they make their way round towards the Rogerton Straight and Luna Bend for the first time. So getting a good jump on the hill. It was Mostica with a good start there. Blofield not too far behind in second place as they make their way down Conrod Straight for the first time. The rest of the top 10 filtering through in the 27 of James Mostica with a great start there. Chris Blofield, Richard Rice, Steve Booth, Steve Allen, all well placed as Blofield looks to try and pull away in second place and tag onto that back wheel of James Mostica. The leaders making their way down towards Joey Dunlop corner for the first time, and a good start for Mostica on that first lap.
Yes, just waiting for our timing screens to update. Mostica leads the way, Chris Blofield in 2nd, Steve Booth is in 3rd, Richard Rice 4th, Gromit 5th, Tappenden is in 6th, Howard Taylor in 7th, Gary Carter 8th, Andy Williams 9th, and Simon Thackeray down 10th. Steve Allen, Brian Bates and Mark Hancock make up the field.
Not a good start though for Steve Allen, who qualified well, crossing the line in 11th place on that first lap. But Steve Booth, a good flying first lap there, and there's the 11 of Gary Carter in 8th position, battling with Howard Taylor and Andy Williams. Leaders coming down Conrod Straight with 27. But the man to look out for is the machine of Steve Booth. He's looking strong. In 3rd place has been a bit of a anomaly on the timing screens here. Steve Allen's gone through. I'll be very surprised with a 31-second lap time. I think he must have crossed through the transponder loop, so I'm sure the lap scores will update that very shortly. So it's 27 Mostica that leads the way, Blofield 2nd. The man on the move though at the moment is Steve Booth in 3rd place, battling with Chris Blofield.
Yes, not quite sure what's happening with Steve Allen showing us our race leader. That will presumably correct itself at the end of this lap.
Yeah, I think there's been just an anomaly on the transponder loop there, possibly. May have been off the course, possibly gone back through the finish line, showing with the 31-second lap time. I'm sure the lap scorers will pick that up as the race goes on. So you're looking at your lap charts on the left-hand side. You can pretty much move Mostica number 27 in 2nd place up. and work from there, basically. Here we see number 79, the second place rider, Chris Blofield, who is still coming under pressure from third place, Steve Booth, having a look down the inside. Booth getting a great jump at the start of the race up to third place, but Chris Blofield has got it covered at the moment. This is allowing James Mostica, though, number 27, to pull away.
And here we come through the third lap. Mostica showing in first place now from Steve Booth, who's taken Chris Blofield for second place. Right to the end of that lap, Richard Rice, championship leader, in fourth place, and Julian Gromit is in fifth.
That corner they're just leaving there into the valley, it's a bit of an off-camber there. There's two different ways of taking that corner. As we see Blofield not really able to do anything about Steve Booth in second place. We've got Julian Gromit, Gav Tappenden. There's the 46 of Richard Rice, currently in fourth position. Gromit and Tappenden just behind him. Howard Taylor, Gary Carter, Andy Williams and Simon Thackeray rounding up the top 10, with Brian Bates, Mark Allen and Steve Allen, of course, the rider. He must have been at the race, I think, and just pushed the light back, and it may have been picked up by the transponder, but he's not showing still in the race now.
We follow fourth place, Richard Rice, Julian Gromit and Gav Tappenden head down into Joey Dunlop corner.
Tappenden, they're having a look down the inside, but not able to do anything at the moment. And again, switching to the inside of the 46. Great move there, but no, it doesn't come off. And it
Rice, nope, he's showing it's different. Times I can confirm Richard Rice has got that fourth position. Tappenden still looking keeper.
Yeah, he's held on to that one because Tappenden with a great move going into the first corner, Paddock Bend, but couldn't make it last. And again, he's just really putting the number 46 of Richard Rice under some pressure going in towards Luna Bend. The exit of this corner, very important. There's one of our stricken riders from earlier on. I think it may have been John Breesdale or Steve Allen, but down the inside goes Tappenden. And this time he makes it stick. Now we've really got to be committed to pass in towards Penrith Climb there, because that is a very fast corner and a great move there from Gav Tappenden.
Yeah, that leaves our challenge contenders down there in fifth and sixth now. So Richard Rice currently leading the championship, Julian Gromit in third, and Steve Booth doing wonders for his championship challenge in second place still.
This, of course, when you get wildcard riders taking part, can mix things up in the championship, and it's important to get a good start. Now here we see the 79 of Chris Blofield, who, now to me, it looks like he's starting to put the second place man, Steve Booth, under a bit of pressure. Booth was the early pace setter in this race in that second place. Mostica, of course, clearing away as Blofield looks down the inside. Oh, and he almost apologised there. I don't think Booth saw him coming there. But Blofield got the line and has made the pass stick. I'm wondering perhaps if Blofield may have been sussing out the lines that Booth was using and has gone for the pass again.
Potentially, yes, and he has second position on track going into this, the end of the sixth lap. 4 laps remain in this race.
I like that, awfully polite from Chris Blofield in second place. He got the corners a bit aggressive on Steve Booth, but put his hand up to apologise there, so good sportsman-like behaviour from him. Hard but fair racing over second place.
Yes, these veterans, they're all here for a good time, and they're always great to chat to in and around the paddock before the race. No surprises that they're being gentlemen to each other.
Oh, but look at this now, Booth down the inside. I don't think Blofield was expecting that one. Lovely move there from Steve Booth back into second place.
Just as I say how gentlemen they're being, he sticks a rude overtaking manoeuvre out the inside, but
Blofield aggressive on the
Blofield's
curb.
back, yeah.
He had to be brave to make that pass stick. You saw him using all of the curb there, staying on the track, of course, but really aggressive into that corner. But now could leave himself open for Steve Booth as they make their way to Joey Dunlop corner. Blofield has got the line covered though, but will Booth be quicker on the exit? Oh, it's going to be close into Paddock Bend. But still, Blofield holds on to that second place. Steve Booth all over the rear wheel. None of this, of course, bothering James Mostica, number 27, the race leader, who pulls away Gav Tappenden. Clear in fourth now from Richard Rice and Julian Gromit, who we see battling away for fifth position. But it looks like Rice has got the line covered. We were saying earlier, of course, Jake, with this Vets racing, it is hard racing, but of course these guys, they know that they've got to go to work tomorrow, so they're not going to shunt each other off the track and be too aggressive. It is quite sporting out there usually with this Vets racing. Nonetheless, still very competitive.
Absolutely, yes. These guys been around the block. They said they're well aware of everyone's need to go out and earn some money to keep them coming to these events.
And a lot of these guys as well, they do come from other forms of bike racing in the past maybe, and perhaps they don't feel like they want to compete on full-size motorbikes anymore, but this mini bike racing allows them to enjoy racing, but perhaps, for want of a better term, less strain on the body possibly, and a bit easier for them, and they can still enjoy themselves out there.
A bit more relaxed. It's what we're getting at.
It's a good diplomatic way of saying it, I think. Very good.
2 laps remain of this one.
Oh, problems there for Blowfield.
Yes. Chris Blowfield has pulled over, which gifts Steve Booth second place. Gav Tappenden will move up to third, and this Richard Rice and Julian Gromit battle is for 4th and 5th now.
Just looking to see if Blowfield got back underway. Fired the machine back up again, but
just at the top of the hill. He is underway, but I'm not sure he's going to rejoin this race, although he does look to be up to racing speed now.
He was coughing and splushing away that bike, but yeah, it appears he's back on the track. The action now, though, Julian Gromit and Richard Rice. That's a shame. Oh, yeah, he's back on the bike now. Blowfield now back up to race speed, but
we follow Rice and Gromit coming down towards Joey Dunlop. Gromit's still behind. Easy to remember which one he is, because it's the same colour leathers as Gromit the dog.
That's it. Now you've said that, now you can't look at it differently, can you? Here we go, and that's the 75 then, Julian Gromit. A peek down the inside, while Richard Rice is not really close enough to make the pass stick, but still tagging on him there. And I'm wondering perhaps if he's going to try and make a move on Conrad Straight. This is your race leader, number 27, James Mostica, who has not really been the centre of action in this race. He got away nice and clear at the start, pulled away, and looking strong at the moment as he leads the race by 5.2 seconds last time round. We are heading towards the final corner, Joe Dunlop corner, and Mostica looking good as he takes the checkered flag. There he goes. Your race winner is James Mostica.
Coming home in second place, Steve Booth, after that problem there for Chris Blowfield. Gav Tappenden picks up third place, and Julian Gromit has snatched it from Richard Rice. Gromit finishes 4th, Richard Rice up into 5th. I think Chris Blowfield has recovered to take 6th. We'll look for his red livery coming through in the next few seconds. In fact, just cut away from it there. But crossing the line around about there is Chris Blowfield. Unfortunately for him, he does manage a solid result in 6th position. Gromit and Rice just have a quick chat there. Then by the valley, as we look at some of our spectators here, lining the bank. I'm sure that's play fight rather than actual full-on scrap there. Andy Williams came home in 7th place, Gary Carter 8th, Simon Thackeray is in 9th place, Brian Bates finished 10th, Mark Hancock was in 11th, John Greasley 12th, Howard Taylor finished 13th, and Steve Allen rounded out the pack. Only completed we think he completed 1 lap, given that his second one clocked in at 31 seconds. A few replays of the action for you. This is the battle between Richard Rice and Julian Gromit. And Gav Tappenden as well involved at this point. Tappenden, of course, at third. This is Chris Blowfield and Steve Booth. The two of them had a fantastic battle until Chris Blowfield unfortunately suffered a mechanical issue. Here he recovered and finished 6th place, but up the inside there goes Steve Booth. This is Gromit and Rice, and there is Blowfield struggling to get his bike going on the exit of the valley. And here's James Mostica, our race winner, coming round to take the checkered flag. A quick look over his shoulder to see just how big that lead was. Let's get it on then. Pit Bike Veterans Race 2, sponsored by Gloucester Bike Specialist. James Mostiker, our winner from earlier, lines up on pole position. Chris Blowfield, who had some technical issues, comes in second place. Steve Booth, our championship leader. I say championship leader. He's just to confirm, second place in the championship, lines up in third. Our actual championship leader, Richard Rice, is in fourth. Julian Gromit, who's third in the championship, lines up in fifth. Steve Allen is in sixth position. Andy Williams lines up in seventh alongside Paul Ward on the fourth row of the grid. Howard Taylor and Gary Carter are ninth and 10th respectively. Simon Thackeray is in 11th. John Greasley will be starting from 12th. Mark Hancock is in 13th. Brian Bates 14th. Paul Ringley takes Bingley, I should say, in 15th place. Martin Cockayne 16th, and Gav Tappenden lines up at the back, having had that spectacular win earlier on. All riders are on the grid, or at least heading towards the grid. You can see Mr. Tappenden there, Mr. Stickler, black suit and white helmet. Back to the left, waiting for this man. Yes, to the right of your screen, Chris Blowfield in the big orange helmet, 79. Up goes the green flag, number 27, James Mostiker leads the way from pole position. Away they go, good start from both men at the front of the grid. Mostiker rounds the first corner. Blowfield takes second place ahead of Steve Booth. Richard Rice, Julian Gromit maintains fifth position.
One rider running a bit wide there on the, that was actually Tappan, I think, having a look on the outside there. Very wide line going through Valley for the first time. Another good start, he's up in the midfield. But at the front, it looks like Mostiker has got the jump, although Blowfield, who had trouble in the first race, of course, he had some mechanical issues, lost a lot of time. He's got away well, looking to make amends this time round as they make their way down Conrod for the first time. And there we see, of course, the sun starting to drop a bit now, so visibility could be an issue for the riders coming around the back of the circuit. They're racing into the sun, especially on the Essex possibly, so that might make things a little tricky for the riders this time round.
Thank God they don't have to go up over that summit with the sun in their eyes.
So here we go, round the final corner, and Blowfield has gone round the outside, going into Joey Dunlop corner, and he's made the pass stick and takes the lead. It's Mostiker's second. Steve Booth shadowing there in third place, having a look, looking to square the turn off here and try and get past Mostiker on the exit, but he's not got the momentum, and Blowfield holds onto the lead. Nice and neat through the S's.
Bit of more of an open race this time round. Mostiker kind of ran away with it earlier on. But this time, Blowfield looks to have the measure of it.
This, of course, is where it can be different, of course. If you can't get the established lead at the start of the race, it's very difficult to run your own race. And here we see Mostiker, who, like Jacob said, ran away with the first moto, but this time round he's having to work hard now as he goes down the inside of Blowfield up towards the end of Conrod Straight, up towards the final couple of corners now. We wait for them to come back towards us, and a great move there from Mostiker. He's looking to make amends now and try and establish himself at the front.
Mostiker takes the lead, goes in the third lap. 6 remain in this one. Mostiker, Blowfield, Booth, Rice, Gromit and Tappenden in the top 6.
So Tappenden fighting his way through to 6th position, just behind Julian Gromit as they go through Valley now. The leaders making their way through S's once again as Mostiker tries to pull away from Chris Blowfield in second place. There goes Julian Gromit. There is Gav Tappenden. Andy Williams, Paul Ward going through just as we cut away to our leaders. Mostiker here at the front now as Chris Blowfield and Steve Booth start to do battle down Conrod Straight, and it's pretty close, but it looks like Blowfield has got the advantage. Incidentally, James Mostiker with the fastest lap of the race last time round, 1:02.679, and he's trying to pull away.
Leaning down on us in a rather low position. As Chris mentioned, we are getting later on in the year, so might start to get as time goes on. We've still got 7, 6, a number of races remaining.
Oh,
a few counting issues
yeah, it's
at the minute.
what do you mean actually? Yeah, it is 5 actually.
Yes, 5.
Oh, look at this,
As
Blofield on the
Blofield
grass.
goes very wide, and at the inside of him goes Steve Booth.
Just a small mistake there from Chris Blofield. He just carried a bit wide going down the Washington Straight and got onto the grass, lost the momentum, and of course Steve Booth poised and ready to take that position, so nothing too serious for Blofield. He doesn't lose much time, stays in the race, loses second position with that small mistake.
We are picking up Gav Tappenden on the back of Julian Gromit, and up the inside going over the crest.
Oh, Gromit trying to guard the inside line, but he's going to be taken wide by the momentum, and lovely move there from Gav Tappenden down the inside. Gromit unable to fight back as they make their way through past the line. 3 laps left to go in this pit bike Beck's race, and James Mostica at the front is charging at the moment. Another fastest lap, 102.398 last time round, as we look at Tappenden trying to pull away from Gromit as they go towards the S's. This is the battle for 5th place, but James Mostica leading the race by 1.6 seconds last time round. It's a fast pace at the front though, because Steve Booth is tagging on in there and lapping at a similar sort of pace to our leader. There's Chris Blofield in 3rd, recovered from that mistake last time round. And although at the moment, oh, he's going down the inside though of Booth.
Yeah, it's great run off of Luna, and up the hill retakes 2nd place.
I would say this race is more closely poised than it appears at the moment. Although at the moment Mostica's got the advantage, certainly can't afford to make a mistake, and as we see the lower sunlight visibility a little more difficult for the riders. Really have to keep their wits about them as Booth has a look down the inside of Blofield but can't find a way through.
It's 2.5 seconds the gap now to Mostica. He may well have his 2nd race win of the day shown up. 2nd place is still anyone's game as Blofield looks to defend from Steve Booth. Richard Rice holds 4th, Gav Tappenden now in 5th, Julian Gromit.
And of course this battle for 2nd is good news for Mostica, who can use this to try and pull away. Here we see the battle between the 46 of Richard Rice and Gav Tappenden, who's fighting his way through the field again. Here we see again the battle for 2nd place, as it looks like Chris Blofield has got some good lines now. He's actually starting to pull away from Booth in 3rd. We'll check the gap last time around when they come through in the final lap, as Tappenden sweeps around the outside of Richard Rice, getting the momentum to take that corner. And just shadowing there is Julian Gromit in 6th place. Andy Williams, Paul Ward, Howard Taylor, Simon Thackeray rounding out the top 10, with Gary Carter and Mark Hancock rounding up the field a bit further behind. 1 lap to go.
I think it might be just about too late for Gav Tappenden to cruise up to the back of Steve Booth. It's between Booth and Blofeld for 2nd.
James Mostica, 2.6 seconds last time round. He is taking advantage of that battle for 2nd place and maintains the gap at the front. Chris Blofield looking strong at the end of this race, but not really close enough to pressure the leader at the moment. It is Mostica's race to lose. There he is, the number 27, orange leathers, and he's looking good as he goes through Luna for the final time today in this Vets race. Back towards Conrod Straight, gets on the power. Blofield just about in camera shot there. It is fairly close, but as you say, not close enough to go for the lead. As Blofield just behind him in 3rd.
Yes, Mostica had a quick look over his shoulder as he entered Luna. I think he realised that just about enough of the gap.
So here we go through the Joe Donloff corner for the final time, and James Mostica looks over the shoulder. He knows he's done enough and takes the checkered flag. It's close for 2nd though, as Blofield just about holds off Simon Booth, and Gav Tappenden with a charge through the field take 4th from Richard Rice, and Julian Gromit hustling him to the line in 6th place.
It's good battles from our top 6. Andy Williams just about going to hold off Paul Ward for 7th. Ward coming home in 8th. This then is Howard Taylor in the 717 bike, followed home by 769 of Simon Thackeray. Our last 2 riders, Gary Carter and Mark Hancock, our last man to finish, some 14 seconds back. Check the flag showing on the right hand side of your screen. Just looking at two riders in the finish. Not sure who the other one is. Here's some of the highlights early on. Battling up top, that's the mistake from Blowfield. Can't find the position. Tappenden coming up through the field, sweeps past Julian Grommet there into the last corner, and Blowfield now back ahead of Steve Booth. Hold that second place. This is Tappenden making the move on Richard Rice.